This, by the way, the third time the two schools have met. And Georgia Tech won the first two, but it's been quite a while. Take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Capital One here for game number 1. As Georgia Tech looks to get it downstairs and does very quickly on the strike by Zoe Smith.
And that's what Georgia Tech likes to do. They like to put pressure on you in the painted area. In Richmond, they were in a man-to-man defense, and they just depleted that and got right what they wanted.
Maggie Doogan leading the way, the A-10 player of the year for Richmond. But Ostrom and Rundick are also very good, averaging double figures as the Spiders go for their first ever NCAA tournament win.
You can see a short shot clock here. They got to get something going.
But it got it up right. And here's Morgan, the point guard, flipping it back out to right.
And it's just the extra passes right there, really beautiful. But it was the sharing of the basketball and the great timing and fluidity on that offensive possession that stood out for me. Very unselfish.
Both really fall under that banner, the unselfish banner. And a flip up, that'll drop by the Yellow Jackets.
Did you see the wheels on Morgan when she got that ball? I mean, there were no passes in transition.
Austin just into the game, a couple did not roll in, and here come the Spiders. They're trying to win in the NCAA tournament for the first time in school history. And the star, Maggie Doogan, on target.
Yeah, she has been magnificent this season, the A-10 Player of the Year for a reason. This Richmond Spiders team, they knock in 9 triples per contest at a 38% clip, which is 5th best in the country from range.
Meanwhile, Georgia Tech has gone scoreless for almost 5 minutes, and they're going to turn it over right here. Poke free, and Ostrom came away with it. Alston running the point now for Aaron Roussel, who's in his 6th year as the head coach for the Spiders. Maggie Ostrom can score. She's 16 points a game. But
coming into this game on the season, and they do such a great job of those DHOs, those pitch back passes that in essence count as screens as well to create space.
Smith gets it down low, and eventually it's going to roll in.
A 43% shooter from the floor, transferred in from Georgia, had an ACL injury while she was playing for the Bulldogs, and has tried to get her body right this season.
Doogan driving again, and now churns it back out. Budnick decided not to shoot the 3, but another good 3-point shooter. They've got a bunch of them, 38%. She went off for 16 and 13 against Duke this season. 7 seconds before the end of the quarter, and down they go.
They are in the tournament trying to make their mark, and the at-large bid for Richmond, they're trying to make the most of it.
ACC 6th player of the year.
But this is what Georgia Tech needs, right? It was a screening action right there at half court.
And you're doing exactly what every coach does. You grimace when you're talking about that, like, just don't do that.
Can't.
You know, of all things, don't compound that. Nice spin move, and that'll roll in for Duke.
Trenches and gets going in the painted area. So well-balanced attack early from Doogan.
Just 13 to lead all scorers, and Richmond in great shape right now. 21-10 on the Yellow Jackets. Too strong on the jumper. Laredo can't hit it.
Well, Richmond is dominating on the glass, just disallowing second chance opportunities for Georgia Tech. And that, again, is hampering their ability to get into any kind of rhythm or flow.
And then turns, fires, and buries a 3.
Oh, I just got chills right there because I covered her as a freshman at Penn State, knew about the injury. But when she was speaking to us yesterday, Holly, she was talking about how special that would be for that first shot to drop.
And we welcome those of you who have been watching the Oregon win moments ago. Richmond has really dominated early on here against Georgia Tech at UCLA in Spokane 1. And they get another turnover. And here come the Spiders again. Down low and a quick strike by. They simply throw it away.
Another empty possession. And they just cannot dig out of the hole.
Hill going around the back. That's a sweet move for 2.
Best defender who's doing that. But you saw the physicality in the open floor. Getting that bump to the rim, that dribble bump to get space and finish right in front of the bucket.
Swished in. They are in dire need of.
Yeah, absolutely. And what that gives them is an opportunity to press. But Richmond got right by that back line of the press.
Doogan again, yes!
From Spiders, she has come out of the gates hot. and knocking in yet another triple. Absolutely, and they're trying to press. Richmond is scoring on the back end of that. They got to rotate. If you're going to press, you got to sprint back and rotate, and especially against the Richmond team that's going to shoot and knock in 9 threes per game.
Morgan, quick dribble, lays it in. Boy, she's lightning fast.
Yeah, they need and get downhill, and they're going to need more of that. Just quick score opportunities to try to build back into this game.
Wilson trying to get it in, finds Doogan. Shot clock at 5. Doogan needs help. Hill had it picked off. Stolen away by Dorado.
Well, this is how Georgia Tech can continue to crack the code. They have the defensive tools to be able to do things like this, but how tall you are on the outside. You can be diminutive, but you have heart and hustle in there.
On that very topic,
you got to find that.
UCLA, the #1 team in the country, on deck later on today. That never got to the rim. On the run, and a well-run fast break.
They did a great job of staying connected to Doogan. They were trying to get her on a dribble handoff action at DHO, and they disallowed it.
Well, Richmond's been up as many as 20. Dorado, good penetration, got it downstairs, up and in. It's a big deal for the Yellow Jackets. 33-23 and a 10-0 run for Georgia Tech.
And they've done it with their defense. So they came in here having strength in the ACC all season on that side of the court.
Doogan on another roll and up and in right before halftime comes upon it. And Elstrom won't shoot it. Sweeney to run the point. Allie Sweeney. Shot clock to 5. Budnick will let fly and swish it in.
With their man-to-man defense, but they've got to disallow those back cuts.
Doogan thought she got shoved. No whistle on the play. Dunn on the other side, dropping it down low and cannot finish that. But
by the Richmond Spiders teammates to recognize the mismatch, and not only that, but feed it so she can finish it.
Jardy is 20. Straight on Dunn, trying to get rolling. Doogan going for the board, and she's got it.
She scored over 1,000 points and over 500 rebounds. To the slot area, right on that B1G logo, and pulled up for that deuce. And they need to be more proactive offensively, just like that.
Carnegie with a triple, right on the money.
Do here on this defensive possession. The live ball stops have paid dividends for them to get into the pace and flow of offense.
Budnick fires up a long one, and down it goes from three-point land. Go in the third.
Addie Budnick right here making the proper read, a little DHO. Well, not this game, maybe.
Not this game, I guess. I guess it's that specific. I swear we could get them better seats in their building.
You would think. Slide down a couple rows.
Yes. Doogan marching inside again, but denied that time. Working on a 20-point game. On the cut, she'll lay it in.
Both teams were threes or mid-range shots, so not a lot of pressure being put on the rim, except for on that possession there where she got tagged on the way up.
Doogan again, right by her defender, right by Carnegie, and in for 2. But what a day for Maggie Doogan.
And just look at everyone just on a wheel. I mean, it's tough to guard teams like that continue to stay on the move.
Sweeney with a bounce feed, threw that one away. Yellow Jackets trying to creep a little bit closer. Carnegie, nice pass underneath.
We saw them in practice, and they're just all so invested in maximizing the moments. They were disappointed not to come out of the A10 tournament with a championship, and they said, listen, we have another opportunity to win a championship, and it starts with winning the next game.
Jimenez got a good look. They'll get another chance. Up. And Georgia Tech right now not showing any signs of getting back in this thing.
You know, Budnick, she had 10 points in that semifinal loss to St. Joe's, and a couple seasons ago she was Defensive Player of the Year in the A10.
Ostrom nailing the triple. This one about a half hour after this game is finished on the Bruins home floor. The #1 team in the country, the #1 overall seed in a women's NCAA tournament.
And it's a UCLA team that wants to continue to make a statement. They did that in the Big Ten tournament by defeating USC in the championship. Beach somewhere, but this is our spring break. We have a different location, and we're hooping.
That beach is tantalizing, by the way.
Tantalizing.
Manhattan Beach, Santa Monica on the drive. And up and in. Good tough drive by Morgan at UCLA.
Yeah, no question about it. Right here, a little hezzy, and then attack the...
There are going to be a lot of things for Nell Fortner to talk about what her team did not do against Richmond, but I think the big part of the editorial is the Spiders are just awfully good.
Yeah, I mean, they have just been intentional with how they want to attack you, and they have just been consistent with it. And keeping the main thing is what Coach Russell came into this game as the mental approach.
Doogan back in. On the cut, he'll try to get free, deflected away. Shot clock winding down. Doogan took a look, she'll fire it up there. And in this contest, 64-40, Richmond.
Maggie Doogan, that's who you get the ball to, and the shot clock was at 2. Slide to the left, crisscross that triple. And then that smile.
And UCLA plays here all the time, but the visiting teams, Southern and Georgia Tech and Richmond, to come and play on this floor.
Yes.
On John Wooden's floor.
How about that?
Quick strike.
John Wooden quotes have made it into our quotes of the day that he is giving to the team all throughout the course of this year. So for them to possibly get their first win in school history here on this floor means a lot to him, because he has used Coach Wooden's adages with his team all season long.
And the late, great Bill Walton could recite every single one of them.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, the lineage of success here is very long. And another question there by Georgia Tech, but, you know, Coach Russell said, I thought they would be too young to understand it, but they understand the assignment because of the...
A victory in the NCAA tournament. And their fans are up and cheering. They came a long way to support the Spiders. But here at Poly Pavilion, for the first time in school history, the Richmond Spiders have won an NCAA tournament game. They are 1-0 here in March Madness.